Well, welcome to today's lecture, which is part of the Sustainability Council's Sustainability Lecture Series. My name is Jasmine Carabias, and I am a project planner with the Sustainability Council. It's my pleasure to be introducing this lecture to you today. We're very excited to hear from Vicente Carabias, and I'll first start with a treaty acknowledgement for our space here. The University of Alberta respectfully acknowledges that we're located on Treaty 6 territory, a traditional gathering place for diverse Indigenous peoples, including the Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota Sioux, Iroquois, Dene, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Anishinaabe, Inuit, and many others whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence our vibrant community. So now on to a bit about the Sustainability Council, and that's a unit that's hosting this lecture. We work across all faculties to bring sustainability, spark learning, discovery, and citizenship across all of campus, even though we're located within AILS. We offer courses, experiential learning opportunities for students, and support sustainability-related research. And we, in addition to that, hosting events, working on sustainability data projects, and generally trying to bring sustainability to the masses here. To find out more about our events, you can visit our website, which is uab.ca/sustain. And I think Hussein might be putting that in the chat shortly. You can sign up for our newsletter where you can learn more about all the things that we're doing. So please look into that a little bit more. So the lecture series today is presented in partnership with the Faculty of Engineering, and in particular with our partner in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Dr. Mustafa Gul, who is here today and will be moderating the Q&A when we get to that portion. Before I introduce our speaker, I just wanted to mention that questions, you can save them up and we'll have a Q&A period at the end. And for those online, you can type them into the chat as they come up, and we'll be providing those during the Q&A session as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce our speaker joining us all the way from Switzerland, introducing Professor Vicente Carabias. Vicente is a professor in the Zurich University of Applied Sciences School of Engineering, and is also the deputy head of their Institute of Sustainable Development, where he coordinates the Sustainable Energy Systems and Smart Cities Research Group. Professor Carabias is a coordinator of the Smart Cities Regions platform, which works on the implementation of smart, sustainable cities. And since completing his master's in environmental sciences in 1996, he's been involved in sustainability research services and teaching at the Zurich University of Applied Sciences. In addition, from 2019 onwards, he supports the city of Winterthur's transformation to become a smart city. The city of Winterthur was one of the first Swiss cities to adopt a smart city strategy in 2018, and Professor Carabias manages WinLab, the Living Lab of city of Winterthur, which brings social and technological innovations to be tested in a public-private people partnership. So without further ado, we're very excited to hear about your work, Professor Carabias. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Jasmine, for the nice introduction. And yeah, thank you very much for the kind invitation to be with you here at the University of Alberta. And I must say also thank you to the Swiss government who brought me here to West Canada on the occasion of the Swiss Innovation Feast, which is being celebrated in Vancouver. So yeah, it's an honor for me to be here at the University of Alberta and to give you some insights in our activities at the ZHAW University of Applied Sciences. What we do in the field of how to support sustainable smart city and regions development with our research activities and innovation development. And as you have heard, I have a part-time employment at the city of Winterthur in the smart city domain. So I think that's an interesting model, creating lots of synergies, because we try to do applied research for the sustainable city development, and we can address the needs because I have direct access to I have insights from what in the city is needed, what policies we have, and what is going. So yeah, with my two hats, I'm also member of two national associations in Switzerland. One is the Smart City Hub Switzerland. That's the association of the cities, so all major Swiss cities who are in transformation to become a smart city are part of that association. And I'm also co-president of Future City Alliance. That's on the other hand, the association of the universities and the service technology providers, let's say of the economy of the industry who want to support the transformation of cities. So because I mean we are aware that to build up a smart city we need all the stakeholders. The city cannot do it on itself, and the university can support, but we need to go together. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Now, first of all, what do we understand by smart city? For us, this is kind of an expansion of the city, of the system transformation. As you all know, we have big challenges, grand challenges, which we need to address. Climate change, so it's clear, we all know that most of the greenhouse gas emissions are produced in urban areas. So there is like the field where the largest potential where we can address and strive for more decarbonization. Then resource consumption is also, I mean, most of energy consumption is also happening in cities, in municipalities. By the way, this is a picture of the city of Zurich where I'm living. And then it's also about location competition among the cities. So each city is trying to attract more companies, more people to join, to support city development. And we understand it also help to transform also the city administration, also to be more user-friendly, to provide more communication channels to the city administration. Here, of course, we can use the different possibilities we have nowadays. So digitalization will help also to transform the administration. So maybe e-government concepts are more familiar in that sense. And I think with the digitalization, we have more means. We have on our smartphones different apps we can use. The city of Winterthur I will introduce to you, and many of the cities have own city apps where they can provide also services. And we use more and more sensors, Internet of Things, to measure data and facilitate this transformation. And then, of course, if we want to become more a learning city, artificial intelligence will help us augmented and virtual reality as well. So for us, the smart city concept is like the bridging concept in between the challenges we face and the possibilities we have. And I want to emphasize it's not just about technological innovation, you can also use social innovation. I will show a few examples. So for us, the smart city concept is really more a participatory approach. It's about involving all main stakeholders we need. It's a cross-thematic approach interdepartmental. So usually in the city administration, at least in Switzerland, you have an energy department, a transportation department, finance department, social department, but they do not work across, because they have their own tasks to do. And so smart city is about trying to bring them together, because often at the interfaces is where you can still develop some innovations and use the new technology. So for us, it's more than just a digital strategy or an e-government strategy. It comprises more. I think the main purpose for us is really to support sustainable city development. So that's why this SDG 11 is quite important. It's about creating sustainable cities and communities. And it shall also support the achievement of the goals of the energy strategy. And yeah, in terms of climate change, we have here Paris Agreement. I think these are important purposes of the smart city concept, how we understand it. So we had a chance a couple of years ago to produce this guide. It's a smart city guide used for the Swiss government on how to initiate smart city initiatives. It was specially done for small and medium-sized cities, because often small and medium-sized cities, they don't have really the resources, the capacities to come up with such an initiative. And with the guide, we want to support them. It's available on online later. And yeah, that's how we define the smart city. We say a smart city wants to offer its citizens a high quality of life and at the same time minimal consumption of resources, thanks to intelligent networking of infrastructure systems, mainly energy, transport, communication, and others, and also intelligent networking of actors, so different stakeholders, in a co-creative and innovative way at different hierarchical level. So what does it mean? If we want to come up with an intelligent heating control, then we are at building level. If we look for improving the living in a neighborhood, the neighborhood level, or if we look for improving the transportation system, then we might look at the city level. And in that guide, we follow the approach of Boyd Cohen. Boyd Cohen is a pioneer researcher in the smart city domain from Barcelona, and he came up with this smart city wheel. So maybe you recognize that there might be some slight deviations from the original wheel. Why is that? Because the guide was, the smart city guide was supported by the Swiss Federal Office of Energy. So it was of course important for them that the energy topic is addressed, no? Because of that's what they want to achieve. And as you can see, we have here the domain smart energy environment. I think the original wheel has just smart environment. So here the energy is more prominent. It is about promoting renewables. It is about coming up with more smart and sustainable buildings, so also energy efficiency, safe energies also in the building sector. And then we have, on the other hand, also smart mobility for transportation. That's what I meant. The interface would be then electric vehicles, no? That you have the transportation system connected to the energy system. But it's also about supporting people in becoming smarter. So I think here the universities, of course, play a key role. No? So also University of Alberta, by educating the people, showing them how they can support also the sustainable development or with behavior change and with activities they do. And then, yeah, smart government, I mentioned before, no, transformation of the government. So to be more open, to provide also more e-services, online services, or additional communication channels. And it's also about, yeah, transforming also the economy, you know, supporting the innovation, so the innovative spirit, and also productivity. And it has also to do with culture and increased quality of life, cultural offer. So you have also different ways to approach culture, which can be supported with smart city activities. Yeah, so here, yeah, that's the structure of the smart city. Yeah. So it's through the QR code, you can access the website where this guide can be downloaded also in English. It's available in English and in the three national languages, German, French, and Italian. And what you see here is, let's say, the usual way we see cities, how cities developed the smart city concept. Usually they start with pilot projects, no? They do some tests, and then later, once they have done several pilot projects, they recognize maybe it would be good to have a vision and strategy or policy document. So then they enter in the institutionalization phase, where they first analyze the initial situation, the potential, what they could do. And then maybe they implement also monitoring, so to really monitor if these pilot projects help to achieve the goals. And finally, the consolidation phase would be really then to have this learning city using artificial intelligence and yeah, more technologies. So the guide is structured in a modular way. Why that? Because that's the way we often see, you know. But if a city is already has already undergone the pilot project phase, can immediately start with this visualization phase. So there's no need to read the first chapters. No, you can go directly. So I think that's it should be really hands-on and online. Because I mean, the brochure is available also online, and of course, online you can then connect with initiatives, with use cases, with different networks. Like for instance, we explain what the Future City Alliance goal is, no, to develop solutions which help the municipalities and the cities in achieving their goals, and this is done with knowledge transfer and with the marketplace. No? So all the members of the Future City Alliance on the marketplace can present what services, what products they offer to the cities. So now if we want to reflect it with the current situation, we have pleasure to run now for the third time this year a Swiss Smart Cities survey. That means we invite all the Swiss cities, these are currently 170 cities, to take part in the survey to understand if for them smart city is a topic, digitalization, resource efficiency. And we tried to situate them in the transformation phase. So we saw that still the majority of the cities has not entered into this discussion. So half of the participating cities, by the way, from the 170, 87 participated in previous edition 2 years ago. So every 2 years we run this survey. And from these 87 cities, almost half, they do not care about smart city digitalization. Probably also most of them are smaller cities. That's why maybe they were not aware of the guide and the other priorities. But we see that a lot of them are, and that's now confirmed, no, in the pilot project phase, and then some have entered in the realization phase, and only 3 in the establishment phase. So what you see on the landscape is not all the cities, because some of the cities, they participated, but they wanted to participate in an anonymous way. So they are not displayed. So from these 87, around 40 gave the agreement that we can display it. And that means, so this smart survey is also available online through the QR code or the website. And it's also available, the results are available in English. And we have there on a dashboard an interactive landscape. So you can then press on the cities, and it will show the name of the cities and the data of the city. So yeah, that's how we have now structured our transformation process. And it was confirmed by the survey that most of the cities start with the pilot projects phase, then they enter into the visualization phase, developing a vision, a strategy, then they have then already a project portfolio, which is prioritized. They start to expand the partner network, kind of to build up an ecosystem with other stakeholders, and that's then the way to enter this consolidation phase with smart city solutions integrated, so really an integrated ecosystem and programs across all fields of action. In the survey, we also wanted to know from the cities what needs they have for achieving the transformation. And I'm sorry, it's in German, but I can translate for you. So we asked them from whom they want support and what kind of support. And yeah, as you can imagine, I mean, from the region and from the government, what they most want is financial support. No? So the cities, most of the cities in Switzerland, they have they struggle with financial situation. No? Some years the crisis was even harder, but even though they need more financial support, and for that they are glad if they receive it from the superior levels, let's say. But they need also expertise, so advice from universities, from scientific institutions, or also from private institutions. also technological support, when it comes to real applications. We collected also the number of smart city projects, the cities participating, what they are doing, and we wanted to know in more detail what exactly are they doing. And the bolder the keywords are, the more projects are identified in those fields. So, yeah, so smart government, that transformation comes to e-services. I mean, that's really almost in every city, it's becoming a topic. But then also the field of mobility, so transportation and energy, it's something where the cities are really active, because of the different needs and policies which are established. So in our research, we have seen that, and probably it's quite trivial, that we have different approaches how to start with smart city development. We see, and that was now an international research we did, some cities like here on the lower left corner, that's a picture of the city of Santander in northern Spain. That's a classical city who started with technology push. So they got financial support from the European Commission, and then the Spanish telecommunication operator, with that money, they installed all over the city lots of sensors. These are all spots of sensors measuring temperature, humidity, and they put the sensors, and then once they had this network of sensors, they came up with what they could do with it. I mean, of course, they knew that they would measure the temperature, but then they discovered, okay, we can also use it to support smart parking. With sensors, we can identify where we have a free parking slot, so we can guide the vehicles faster there and reduce parking slot searching traffic. That's a way. Then what we have more in Switzerland are the other two approaches, public-private partnerships. That's, for instance, an approach which is used in Amsterdam, upper left corner. So it's in Amsterdam, Smart City Amsterdam is more initiative really bottom-up from companies, small and medium enterprises, who came up with services, products to support the city development. So they said, hey, let's join together a network and build up this initiative to support the city. And the city welcomes it because, yeah, it helps them. So in Switzerland, like in Austria, we see more participative needs-oriented approaches. These are pictures from the city of Vienna. This is Aspern, a redesigned district in Vienna, where it was a former airport. I understand that also in Edmonton you have such an area. But this is really in the city center. So yeah, you see that they try to involve citizens. Now this is roof gardening, so different approaches. Now coming to the city of Winterthur, it's the city I know best because I work there part-time. It's the sixth largest city in Switzerland. It's a growing city. When I started to work in Winterthur, it had 80,000 inhabitants. Now it has more than 120,000 inhabitants. And it's really undergoing a transformation. It was a former industrial city with Sulzer and heavy machine industry. So the locomotives were produced in the city center. When I started to work, there were still the locomotives entering the industry halls. Now, of course, this has been outsourced, let's say, to other places outside. So it's going this transition to more a city of culture, because thanks to the industrials, they collected lots of art, so that we have different museums there. It's also a city of education, headquarters of the Zurich University of Applied Sciences, and it wants to become also a startup city, so creating an innovation ecosystem, and that's how it helped to become a smart city. What is helpful to become a smart city is also this European Energy Award. So Winterthur has this gold label, which helps to get more funding than from the national government. And the citizens, so our population, is also very aware of the grand challenges. They voted to achieve net zero by 2040. So the city has this challenge. to really decarbonate. And for that, we have now for 2 years this energy and climate concept in place with more than 50 measures. So we have a plan how to achieve net zero. Now, of course, we need to implement it. And for that, we have other concepts like also 5-minute city, which helps us to achieve these goals. From the city, we publish our activities on internet. We have a web address where all the pilot projects, multiple pilot projects are published, and we do that also through media release. This is just an impression of the city of Winterthur. I said it's a student city, you know, you have lots of young people from the university. This is the old town, and it's surrounded by 7 hills, so it's quite flat, convenient for sustainable mobility by bicycle and by foot. But you have recreational areas around the city of Winterthur, like many cities. Okay, right, yeah. Okay. Now, we try to build up the smart city ecosystem by coordinating activities and by bringing together key partners. So we have, of course, the city administration and especially the utilities, ZHAW. It's part of the city administration, but it plays a key role when it comes to energy and electric mobility. We have the university as our local science partner, but we are open also to collaboration with other universities, research institutions. And then Technopark is kind of a startup incubator, and we have also other incubators. And we collaborate also at national level with the Swiss Federal Office of Energy, with these associations I mentioned, and then also through other associations like Energiebetrieb Winterthur is an energy association in Winterthur, or My Blue Planet, which is an association to support decarbonization of society and economy. We started with WinLab. This is a Living Lab approach 2 years ago, especially as an approach to strengthen the partnership with the university, because we position the city as a living lab. I explained yesterday, Mustafa, that for us, the city is our lab, no, also for the university. So it means we try to do applied research, application oriented, and we want to support, no, the sustainable development of the city. So we do some interventions, we do some analysis, we measure, and we give advice how that can be done. So WinLab is an urban living lab, which is for us is the test area. We can test social technological innovations to support the goals which the city is also following. And this shall help to strengthen Winterthur also as a business and research location for innovation development. So this is another picture taken from the train station of Winterthur. So in the last years, there was now a transformation that now we have, for the bicycles, we have kind of a highway. It crosses here, train station, and it goes down south to the outside of the city. And there is a special bicycle way below the railway, so to cross to the other side. So they can go without any stops, any red lights. They can fast cross the city. So yeah, here you have just a few examples of some pilot projects which are being done in Winterthur or which have been done. So we have this Winterthur app with several modules which help the city to become smarter. Let's say there is a module City Notifier. So citizens who have the app, when they detect something which is broken in the city, they can take a picture, send it through the app, and in the administration it will be distributed to the unit who can fix it. Or during the lockdown, there was a modulated neighborhood assistance, so to support neighborhoods. So those who were in need of a help, they could put it in the app, and we experienced that many people during the lockdown were willing to help, but they didn't know how to help, no? Especially young people who were at home. And then with the app, they could also offer they had, not? And then that was kind of a matchmaking platform. Yeah, then some e-services were that a chatbot was installed, a video chat services as well. So now we have also a virtual desk. So if people have need to clarify something, instead of going to the city hall, they can open the virtual desk and ask for a date and then clarify whatever they need to clarify. Smart lighting, of course, is also something which is important also to save electricity so that the light is only on in public areas when it is needed, so when there is really a movement. And we started some research with e-mobility sharing, and we use also virtual reality to explain the concept. It's like a game, it's virtual smart windy hero. And so yeah, these pictures are like, this is like an access to culture with augmented reality. This was an app which was designed to bring the younger people also closer to art. So yeah, in terms of cultural development, let's say, and electrification. This is the waste collector truck developed by Design. It's an electrified truck, which of course helps also to save CO2 emissions. So yeah, this is the electric vehicle which was developed by our colleagues at the University Institute of Product Development. It's a solar powered vehicle, of course. I mean, this solar power can only move a few kilometers, but of course, a battery, and it was especially designed for urban mobility because we recognize that, and from research it's known that most of the people they need their cars to just move a few kilometers, and often they are alone. So there's no need to move 2 tons from one spot to the other. No, this is a light vehicle. It's 100 kilograms. It has a space for a bag, so it's sufficient. No? It has a weather protection. So yeah, I think these are opportunities. So here you see the Winterthur app. It's a web-based app you can access directly through the internet, or you can download it and put it on your mobile phone. Yeah, with the different modules explained before. We developed also another app that different together with our partners from southern Switzerland and with the utility, this social power app. That's an app which provides feedback on the energy consumption to the households. So from research it's also known that households are not really, most of the households are not aware of the energy consumption. Probably in Switzerland this is the case because people are more aware of the costs of the mobile phone abonnement, or it was the case some years ago, because prices are higher, you know. So luckily in Switzerland energy prices are still quite low, but this is also then the reason why they don't really care about consumption. And from research, it's known that if we provide more information, then people will reflect, and if they get also tips. No? So on the app, we provide also some energy saving tips, what they could do. And it's with gamification, so that's why you have all these icons. We invite the inhabitants of Winterthur to enter into a competition with other cities. No? It's like a competition, maybe compare it with ice hockey game, or who will win. So here the same, the city who saves more energy will win and get some prizes. And so the people are kind of invited, you know, to be part of a competition, an energy saving competition. And that was really used by, especially by families. Often it's young people who encourage their parents to enter into these games. So since we have the Smart City Strategy 2018, every year we were able to realize some pilot projects. So with the strategy, the City Council provided also some funds to really support, initiate pilot projects. I think that is also helpful. And in addition, these pilot projects secured and also co-funding from national government. Back here, like for instance, thanks to this European Energy Award Gold, we were eligible to apply to be one of the front-runner cities. Winterthur is one of the first frontline cities where the Swiss Energy Office, Swiss Office of Energy invited cities to bring closer together the smart city vision with this 2000 watt concept, so the energy strategy. And so we got co-funding from the national government. With that, we could support other partners like the university, but also Technopark or a planning institution, INTEC, to realize some pilot projects for us. Another way we look for is to participate also in European collaborations. So there is a huge program on positive energy districts, and this is now kind of a continuation of what we did in the Frontrunner program. And so we contribute with local case studies, and we share the experiences, information with other European cities. I think that's also a way you in Canada could participate, no? Because Canada is also eligible to the Horizon Europe program. So this is one of the projects, Petrolution, which has just recently started, where we contribute with the art community. It's one of the districts in the city of Winterthur, providing a demonstrator case to this huge European project, which is about developing solutions in helping the transformation to become a positive energy district. Now, yeah, here you see this energy climate concept, which is more than 15 measures I mentioned in the mobility sector, then of course in the building sector and energy supply, where we need to be more active. For that, we created now also this co-creation platform. It's a digital platform to bring together different actors who can support us in the transformation. So it's about bringing ideas to the platform, or those who are in need of a solution. Basically, people from city administration, they need a specific solution. They can put it on the co-creation platform, and then others at university or business can react and enter into a partnership. So the idea, especially startups, often they are not yet very well connected. No? The networking is missing. So then this co-creation platform can help. That is just an impression of arts also in the public space. And now, yeah, coming to outlook, what else are we doing at our university? Now, yeah, we are starting now the third edition of the Swiss Smart City Survey. We are doing it every 2 years because we want to see if there is really progress in the landscape. And after the first 2 editions, we can see that more and more cities are starting with these initiatives. And this confirms that there is still a need for this kind of research and also for solutions provided by the economy. There's also an innovation booster, which helps to develop innovation ideas, different innovation boosters. It's powered by InnoSwiss. It's the Agency for Innovation and Technology support. And we offer now also this training for professionals. This is a course of advanced studies. So because we are aware that we need more capacities now in supporting this transformation. Okay. Now, just to finish the presentation, to explain what possibilities are there for collaboration. We were looking, Mustafa, yesterday more in detail. So the School of Engineering is in the center of Winterthur. It has a long tradition. We celebrate this year 150 years anniversary. So from the School of Engineering, yeah, we see like 3 pillars of international cooperation. On the one hand, we have possibilities for research collaboration through different funding programs. There is Horizon Europe, but there are also Swiss-Canadian programs. So where these 2 countries agreed in supporting research. I think one is CIFAR and the other was NCERC, if I pronounce it correctly, in Canada. So these two fund these collaborations, and in Switzerland it will be the Swiss National Science Foundation. There's also a possibility for research visits, so staff exchange, and then also student exchange. No? So students from University of Alberta, also from other universities, are welcome at our university. And I think this helps, no? This exchange of students to have a better cultural understanding as well. And then students are also invited to do their bachelor master thesis at our universities, to participate in summer schools, or then to come and give also some guest lectures, as I have the pleasure to do it right now here, or to come for a study. So that's the possibilities we see. We have, for instance, Master of Science in Engineering. This is totally taught in English in these different profiles, 12 profiles. So my bachelor's student from engineering, they can come and do the master here if they're interested in. There's also another master now, a new one in circular economy management. Also, this one is in English. You can see these are the first bunch of international students from all over the world addressing circular economy topics. Then, research. So the university, not only the School of Engineering, is very active in energy research. Because of this energy strategy, there is a huge support by the Swiss Federal Office of Energy now, by the agency in energy research, and also from social sciences when it comes to acceptance of new energy technologies. That's also something which is being researched at the university, at the Zurich University of Applied Sciences. So now, to come to the end, I believe that Switzerland has quite some commonalities with Canada. No, we have the Alps, you have the Rocky Mountains, probably looks similar. With this, I thank you for your attention. If you have any questions or comments, I'm happy to receive them.
Okay, thank you so much, Vicente, for that great presentation. I'm going to pass it to Mustafa to manage the Q&A here, and we have them queued up on this iPad. Christine is kind of inputting them. So if you want to guide, we can take questions in the room, hear questions from online. But I'll like you to take it away.
Oh, thank you so much, Vicente, for visiting us. I'll stand here maybe and giving this great presentation, and thank you very much for joining us. So I'll start maybe with our in-person guests. Do we have any questions here in this room? What's that?
Thank you for the great presentation and for sharing the information with us. Question, because we see some similar shape pattern with the smart city ideas. We always have some misunderstanding about the smart cities because it's run and guided and also feeded by the government, city and university, the research lab, something like that. And you need somehow the cooperation between the people and also the joint ventures in the city and the government. So somehow we actually apply and run some project in the cities, and we never actually get back any feedback from the people. And when there is some, they actually have some concern about the privacy, the data sharing, something like that. As the university researcher and also as a city and government, we try to convince them that this is good for you, this is the benefit, this is the scale, this is the data. And so I didn't actually find any examples that, for example, any smart city plans stop just by having some feedback from the people, from the city. So I actually see that you have some platform in the Winter tool that you have some feedback from the people, some engagement from, as we said, from the young guys, those that actually use this kind of city and that those platforms. I just want to know that do you have any kind of examples that you guys actually stop any plan, any program, any ideas in the smart cities just by having the feedback from the people, or just again, we're trying to convince them that this is good for the city and this is the future of that. So,
No, thanks. That's a very important question. Maybe I can go back to here. If I go back to this example, these apps. Yeah. So here in the Winterthur app, we added a module on district living, so to support the life in the district. So this module that was developed for a new district, Hegi, because so people moved there after a redesign of the district, and we wanted to support the life with this digital mean, because most of the people, they were new to it and they didn't know exactly the names. So that helped them to interact also in a digital way. And so before we started to develop the module, we invited several representatives of citizens, so from different associations, different kind of associations as well. No? So to really understand, okay, what were the needs, what functionalities would they like to see in the app? And so I think that's an approach, no? And now we use also this Winterthur app to interact with the citizens, no? So citizens have the possibility. There are also discussion fora. They can initiate a discussion. They can tell us their concerns. So I think that's a way, you know, with low barrier, no, they can communicate, because they can just put it in the app. Then we will get it, and then we can enter into a discussion, into debate. It's true that I mean, the data protection is a key topic in Switzerland. We have a very strong data protection regulation, and we always need to ensure that the personal data is secure. No? So the communication is one-way communication. No? So someone who is on the app, they can communicate with us, and if they communicate among the others, then they need to give the consent. No? And on the app, no personal data is displayed. You have only your name, and the communication goes through the app, but there is no contact details displayed. We have them, no, but because I mean you need to secure that someone who that it is really a human being behind, no, and not a machine. And this other example here, here that was even more delicate, no, because energy data. People were afraid that if the energy consumption data is displayed, you know, that someone could then analyze when they are at home and when not, no? So they were afraid. And then, of course, we had to explain the concept to our data protection officer. And so they allowed us only to display the energy consumption only to the household directly. So only the household. I mean, what you see here, no, you see an example, but you have no idea from which household it is, so there's no problem. And the analysis we do is in an aggregated way. So we could only do the analysis in an aggregated way. That means the results are not displayed per household, but only aggregated, so that you cannot identify which household it is. So I think, yeah. You need to find a way, you know, to accommodate different regulations and still to come up with useful results. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vicente. Thank you. I think you answered also some of the questions we have from the audience about, I mean, our online audience about privacy. So that's great. Yeah, go ahead. If you don't mind, maybe introducing yourself.
My name is Carly, and my question is just about the process of how you choose innovations. So who is usually the ones making those decisions? How do they make those decisions, whether it's this app or something else? So like deciding new technologies or deciding maybe just the initial pilot.
Yeah. So well, in the city administration, we installed a so-called innovation team, where each department is represented and the local university. So this innovation team, so every year there is a call for proposals, for ideas. And so it's basically this smart city program is funding proof of concepts, pilot projects. So really it's like like seed money support, let's say, to really start a project. And then we have evaluation criteria which we apply. So projects need to be, support sustainable development, not the purpose. They need to be relevant for the city of Winterthur, innovative, and also kind of the economic viability has to be shown. So yeah, and then it's among the innovation team that we come up with what projects we want to support in the year to come.
Stephen, I saw your hand maybe before I go to the online, yeah.
Hi, Stephen. So I have a quick kind of following up on that is, what is the like technical assistance model that you're using? So that you described the innovation team, and how is that funded? And then what does the governance kind of look like as it particularly interacts with students? Because the university plays such a critical role.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, the innovation team, it's not an easy task, because that was kind of an additional task to everyone who's in the team, those colleagues, one is the digital officer, another one is working for the utility. They have their daily business, so they join the innovation team, let's say like 6 times a year for meetings, workshops. So they spend their time, let's say, but that's a bit tricky because the city council agreed to install the innovation team, but without giving any additional budget, let's say, But yeah, I think we managed to convince the colleagues that it's beneficial also to them, because from the program we support the departments also in innovation development. We run some design thinking processes with them if they want that. And we are now really building up a community of practice. So we have now, in addition to the innovation team, like 40 more colleagues who join to exchange ideas, to create new avenues also for the city. I think that's a way forward. I think we had another overhand.
Sure.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm a professor of civil environment engineering, but I'm also a paid on call firefighter. So my question is maybe a lot of interesting projects in here, but do you have any that are specific to emergency response? I didn't see anything with fire, police, or EMS.
Emergency response, yeah.
And then also a lot about sensors and at fixed locations maybe, but do you do anything with drones and drone-based sensors in addition to that emergency response side of things?
Yeah, that's a good question. Indeed, we had once a proposal for a project more in emergency response. And then, it was a nice idea. We didn't fund it because we saw that something which fireworks and the emergency units, that they should invest their own budget in that, to improve. But it's true that we can do more there. They have their systems. To be honest, I don't know exactly how it works there. I would need to explore. To your second question, we have currently this year we have now a project which is going to use drones and other sensors. That was an initiative from the city greening department. So to take care of the parks, like drones, to observe the quality of the plants, of the trees, sensors to measure when there is a need to water more the plants or to give more nutrition. So that's a project we are starting this year.
Thank you, Mr.
So maybe would be also an opportunity to collaborate, if you are doing similar things.
Maybe I'll try to ask a few questions from the online audience as well.
Yeah.
Is there a way to move an area towards being smart while avoiding ineffective gentrification?
Yeah.
And its impacts, maybe more on the social aspects of the smart city concept.
Yeah, well, I think with the policy possibilities we have, to support inclusion, I think on the one hand we have digital means, but we should not forget that we have also people who are not so digital means. So I think at the end we still need a combination of access possibilities. So we still go also out to the field, to the different districts and run workshops there or events, you know, to get in contact. I think that's important to really invite people to participate. But it's true, I mean, and we discovered it also in, I mean, in the running research project, also in that one. No, it's not so easy to really, yeah, attract the people to participate. No, and I understand it in a way. No, I mean, in your daily life, you have lots of activity to do, other priorities. Why should you then also engage in an applied research project? So I think the most important in smart city development is really to show the added value. No? I mean, what does it bring to them? No, if they really engage. I think that's the way forward. No, to really come up with a business case.
Nima?
Hi, Neil. Thank you for the presentation. I have a question regarding the Living Lab idea. I want to know, how did you make it generalized for the real city? I mean, how much was the, for example, it was the neighborhood size or what was the detail, and do we have access to that? And did you just see any different results from the outputs from the Living Lab, and then you applied it in the real actually?
Yeah, well, actually, was the slide with the Living Lab, but it was before. Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, this Living Lab approach, we are really doing research in the city, you know, it's really outside, you know. I mean, what we do is, I mean, we have now currently a running research project about saving energy in residential areas. So then we look for a residential area who is willing to participate. So we need to, I mean, we talk then to the building owners, to those managing the buildings and managing the residents there. So it's really out in the city, no? That's what I mean. And then we enter into an exchange with them. We explain them what approaches we see, what interventions we could run. And then we do it, no? And we analyze the results, but it's already outside, you know what I mean? It's outside the academia when we do it. Maybe I misunderstood your question. If you mean, okay, yeah.
That's
The question is then, can we then scale it up to other districts? Of course, we always you need to analyze the context and the situation, no? Because districts can be different, but it gives some hints, no, what can help and how to approach it.
Well, we are all at the hour, so we have maybe one more.
Yeah,
We have
one question.
one more. So I'm going to maybe have one more question from our online audience. You mentioned some strategies, 3 strategies actually for different cities, and this question is about well-established cities like city of Edmonton we live in.
Yeah.
How to determine the optimum strategy to transform a well-established city, again like Edmonton, into a smart city. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think, I mean, again, the 3 approaches have the advantages. I guess the combination of the 3 probably the best, and sometimes you need really to push technology. I mean, to really accelerate the change, maybe you really need to push them stronger. I mean, we see it with the promotion of renewables. No, I mean, when we started to produce solar cells in the beginning, they were, I mean, too expensive, no? And when you really roll out more and more of them, kind of technology push, no, that they become also cheaper and more affordable for people. So I think these are certainly good approach. And then, of course, you need to address the needs. So this need orientation, I think that's key, you know, to really convince them. And you need to collaborate with all the different actors. So also this public-private partnership approach. I think it makes sense, all the 3 approaches depending then on the different topics we're talking.
There is no single recipe, right?
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again. I'll leave it to Jasmine again. We're at the time. We have more questions here, but not more time. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks so much for responding to questions, and if anyone, but yeah. If anyone wants to follow up with Vicente, I think your contact information is on the slide, so
Right.
feel free to direct any leftover questions to Vicente, or if you're in the room right now, you can storm him after the presentation. But yeah, on behalf of the Sustainability Council and engineering, we want to thank you and have a little token of our appreciation. So yeah, thanks again for your time, Vicente. And
Thanks a lot.
enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining us.